I'm Tim Churchill from Tim Talk, and today I'm going to do a game review of one of my favorite games this year, Century Spice Road. Now this game is fairly simple. It's got fairly straightforward mechanics. You are a merchant who is trying to have the most points at the end of the game by acquiring these gold cards. These gold cards are rewards, and the game ends when one player has 5 of these gold cards. These gold cards have a number on them. In this one, it's a 7. Now that's the number of points that you would get if you were able to purchase that particular card. Now, you gain the ability to get those gold cards by acquiring spices. Spices are the materials with which you can buy cards and eventually win the game. Now, on your turn, you can do 4 things. You can either play one of the purple cards you've already purchased. Purple cards allow you to either create spices or transform lower cost spices into something more powerful, which would let you buy something like that card. Or on your turn, you can purchase a purple card. Purple cards allow you to either create spices or transform low-cost spices into higher-cost spices. Now, you can acquire a purple card using a fairly basic system. The card that is always furthest away from the deck always goes for free to any player. So anyone can automatically take that card. Now, that could either be a really powerful card that could really change the game, or maybe it's just a mediocre card. However, if there's a card that's further into this set that you really, really want, you can place one of your spices you have in your inventory on each card before that in order to take that. So again, this card is always free no matter what. And if I wanted to get that card, I had to put 1 spice there to take that. And then the further into this set you go, you have to put continually 1 spice down in order to get there. Now, if you really want a card, but you don't think that your other players do want that card, there is a strategy where you just simply wait for other people to take those cards and let that slowly drift downward, so it becomes free. But there's always the chance that another player could take that card and take it away from you. Now, all these purple cards give you some form of ability. Now, this card, for example, if you own this card and you play it, it enables you to take 3 green spices and transform them into 3 brown spices. Now, green spices are less powerful than brown spices, so transforming them is a good thing. There are also cards that don't just transform spices into something else. There are also cards that just automatically allow you to generate spices are extraordinarily valuable, and I've seen them really impact the game. So cards that transform some spices into other spices are certainly very important, but I think the ones that automatically let you create material are far more impactful. So again, on your turn, you can do 4 things. You can either play a purple card that you already have in your hand. You can buy a new purple card and put that into your hand. You can spend your resources to buy a gold card, or you can do something else. So when you when you play a purple card that's in your hand, you permanently own it. That card is now yours to play for however many times as you like. However, when you play that card, it goes on the ground. So if I was going to play this card, just a starter card that everyone has, that would mean that I automatically take 2 yellow spices, and once I play it, it goes on the table. Putting something down on the table signifies that it's been played. It's been used, its ability has been exhausted. However, I still own that card. So, on my turn, say I have 4 cards in my hand right now, and I've bought both of these cards. That would mean once I play that card, it's on the table, its ability has been exhausted. However, I still own it, in which case I could continue my turn, or it would be the next round, it would be my next turn. I could play this, transform 3 red spices into something else, and then say I really needed that particular card back in my hand. On my turn, I can spend to exhaust my turn and bring these cards back into my hand. So again, a card's ability might be exhausted, but it's not destroyed. It's just been used. You can still use a turn to scoop and bring that card back into your hand. And you can do that with all of your cards. So from a strategic point of view, it's more important to play as many cards as you can in the right order. That way you can only spend 1 turn scooping all 4 of your cards back instead of using the same one over and over again, using it and then bringing it back and then using it and bringing it back. And those are the 4 mechanics of your turn. So to decide who goes first, and this is entirely random, your inventory cards are dealt out, and the card with this particular symbol in the corner signifies who goes first. So whoever has the card with that particular symbol will go first. and I got that card, so I'll go first. So I have 2 starter cards in my hand, and I am going to play this card, which allows me to generate 2 yellow spices, and those automatically go into my inventory. So right now, just putting down spices to take that card in the center of the deck, and now, so I shift down this way, and a new card is flipped. All right. So right now, people have put down a lot of cubes to get cards that are further into the deck, which means that there are free cubes left for grabs on all these cards, and because having extra cubes is never a bad thing, I'm going to take these 2 right here and take that particular card. So now all of these shift that way. Right.
And you flip a new.
And I flip a new card.
Awesome. Do this one. Okay. You want to flip a new?
Yep.
So Nathan has a choice.
I hate how much sliding there is in this game. Although all gold cards are good and all of them get you points, the ones on this end are especially powerful because when you purchase this card, which is eventually going to slide down, so when you buy cards in that position, you get 1 silver token, which is worth 1 point at the end of the game. So when you buy 1 gold token from a card that's in that position, you get an extra 3 points at the end of the game. All right, I think it was your turn. So in this game, there's a hierarchy of value with the spices. The yellow ones are commonly found, and they're very cheap, and although they can get you a few cards, they're not very expensive and typically won't get you many points. Red is more powerful than that, although they're also typically associated with lower cost cards. Green are fairly rare, and they usually get you several points in most of the cards, and brown are extremely rare, and those usually get you really, really powerful gold cards. The ability to take one cube of one spice and transform it into something else can either be done with a purple card like these that can transform, or through a card like this. Now you can either transform spices from one type to another through a card that has a specific format on how to do that, or if there's a card that allows you to upgrade things automatically that's given to you as a starter card that's given to every player at the beginning of the game. So with this card, I can move anything up 2 steps. What I mean by that is that I could take, if I played that card right now, I could take 1 yellow spice and move it 2 steps, 1, 2, and take 1 green spice, or, because that's 2 steps upward, or I could take 2 of my yellow spices and put those in and take 2 red spices. Because either one material moves up 2 places, or 2 materials move at 1 place. So either way, I'm moving something of my own up 2 with that 1 card because that's level up 2. And that same formula can work with any type of material. All right, so he is playing the automatic 2 yellow produce card, which lets him take 2 yellow cubes automatically. You just put that down. That's it. I'm playing this card, which automatically lets me take 2 yellow and turn it into 2 red.
Okay. I'm playing this one and taking 4 yellow. I'll explain what I'm doing.
So she's playing a card that automatically generates 4 yellow cubes. She bought that in the purple stack.
2 yellow.
So he's playing the upgrade 2 card, which tells him to take 2 yellow cubes, put those in there, and create 2 red cubes.
Okay. And now it's your turn.
Remember, the object of the game is to eventually accumulate cubes of the particular kind and color in order to buy one of these. And when you get that specific formula, you can buy that card on your turn, and then you get those points. And again, points are the way to win the game. What are you up?
It's your turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am scooping my cards back into my hand so I can use them again.
And explain scoop.
Yes, I did. I said that, didn't I? Did.
Can you flip a new one? And let Nathan figure out of scoop so they know once you've
did
used
that.
your cards. Okay.
All right, so he's going to buy that card and get 2 free cubes.
I'm gonna scoop the cards down.
Oh,
Your turn.
yeah. I know what I'm doing. Now I'm going to put down 2 yellow cubes in order to take this card and put it into my hand.
Show what it does.
Good one's coming up now.
So, I am gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, and take this guy.
All right, so she put down 4 cubes in order to take that card that was right there.
But Nathan might wanna do the triple upgrade. Oh, no.
A problem with the game like this is that the average card in this row forces you to have something of a particular formula in order to create something else. So, for instance, to take this card, you would need exactly 2 red spices in order to create 1 green and 3 yellow. So if you don't have red spices at that time, that card is virtually useless to you. However, automatic upgrade cards like that one and the card in your starter hand are really, really powerful because they automatically let you create something else without needing to have a specific number of other spices. So he's taking those 4 and putting 1 on each card in order to take that.
It's a great
Yeah,
card.
that is a really good card.
And now you're up.
Now I am going to play my double upgrade card and take this 1 red, move it up 2 spaces, and take a brown. Now she just bought that card and took the other spices that were on that card. All right, you're up. So he is scooping and putting those cards back into his hand that he already used, so now he can use those again. I am going to buy the first card for 2 yellow cubes, 1 red cube, and 1 brown cube. And buy this card for 6 points.
9.
9. Sorry, I can't read. I'm going to buy that card for 9 points.
Okay, I'm going to get these guys. Now explain the 10 limit, because I might be over 10.
Now, one of the most definite rules of the game is that you can never exceed 10 spices that you own at one point in the game. All right. So at any point in the game, you can never exceed 10 cubes. That is the limit. So if you exceed 10 cubes, you have to put something back into the bank. So he just played his automatic double yellow cube creation card, and now he's taken 2 yellow cubes. And I think that I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to play that and produce 2 yellow cubes.
Gonna upgrade. Explain the upgrade.
All right. She's playing a card that enables her to take 3 yellow cubes and transform them into 3 red cubes. All right. Yep.
Upgrade.
So he's playing a double upgrade card, which lets him take 1 yellow cube and turn it into 1 green cube.
Your turn.
Oh, I still can't get that straight. I am playing a card that lets me take 3 yellow cubes automatically.
Okay. I'm playing this one. Upgrading 3 red. A green, brown, and a backwards one. Do you want to explain that?
Yep. So she's playing a card that she bought in the purple deck that lets her take 3 of her red cubes and transform them into 1 brown cube, 1 green cube, and 1 yellow cube. So he's playing a triple upgrade card and taking a green, turning it into a brown, and yeah, and turning a yellow into a green. So you're getting a green and a brown back. I am going to scoop and bring the cards back into my hand.
I'm gonna upgrade 2 yellow to 2 red. And Nathan's up.
So he's scooping and bringing all the cards around the table that he's played back into his hand. I am going to level up 2 yellow cubes into 2 red cubes.
Okay, I'm gonna do a buy. This one.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So 3 reds. You wanna explain it?
Yep. So she's paying
Yeah.
3 red cubes, 1 yellow cube, 1 green cube, and 1 brown cube to get 1 card worth 19 points,
And the silver coin.
and 1 silver coin.
16 points.
16 plus 1 silver coin.
Okay. Now it's Nathan's turn.
Yep. All right. He is playing a card to let him produce 2 yellow. I am going to buy a card worth 7 points for 3 yellow cubes and 3 yellow cubes plus 2 red cubes for 7 points.
You want to slide it down. Cool. Okay. Upgrading 2 yellow to 2 red.
Yep.
And Nathan's up.
I'm going to upgrade the green to a brown.
All right.
Nice.
So he's playing the double upgrade card and letting him take a green into a brown and one of the yellows to a red.
Or we can leave it yellow.
I am playing a triple yellow production card and creating 3 yellows.
I'm playing the green. Taking a green cube. Nathan's up.
Scoop.
All right. So he's scooping his cards back up from the table back into his hand.
Your turn.
I am going to play this card and create 2 yellow.
Same thing.
I'm gonna get 2 red.
Thank you. So he's played a card that lets him create 2 yellow.
Thank you.
Yep. I am going to buy this card for free and take these 2 yellow cubes that are left on it
You're doing the flip.
and shift all of these cards back down.
I'm gonna scoop. And it's Nathan's turn. Took me a while to scoop.
I'm gonna buy that 11 card.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So he's buying that card for 11 and cashing in 3 yellow and 2 brown.
And he gets
Buy a
one.
card worth 11 plus 1 silver token.
You want to slide the coin, the card's done. Nice.
I am scooping.
Getting a green.
Gonna upgrade that red to brown.
All right. He's playing a double upgrade and turning a red into a brown.
Nice.
I am also playing a double upgrade and turning 2 yellow into 2 red.
Buying this card right here,
All right.
turning in 2 yellow, 2 red, 2 green, Spanking him with a coin.
So she just turned in a lot of her cubes to buy a card worth 13 plus 1 gold token. Thank you. He is scooping his cards back into his hand. I am also scooping my card back to my hand.
I'm playing a 4, yellow.
Get 2 yellow.
All right, he is playing a card on produce 2 yellow. I am playing a double upgrade and turning 2 red into 2 green.
Playing 3 yellow to 3 red.
She's playing a card that lets her turn 3 yellow into 3 red.
I'm going to triple upgrade one of the yellows to a brown.
He's turning 1 yellow into a brown. I am going to buy that card for 9 and take 3 yellow and 2 green and buy that.
How many cards do you own now? You want to say?
3. I now own 3 cards, so if I buy 2 more cards, that would end the game.
So it's my turn. I'm going to upgrade 2 reds into 2 greens.
So she just upgraded 2 reds into 2 greens. He is scooping his cards back off the table into his hand. I am also scooping my cards back off the table into my hand.
Turning 2 yellows to 2 reds.
She's playing an upgrade and turning 2 yellow into 2 red.
To get 2 yellow.
He is creating 2 yellow. They're playing a double upgrade and turning 2 yellow into 2 red.
Buying this card.
Mhm.
Turning in 3 red. You want to narrate 2 green.
She just bought that card for 12 by turning in a lot of cubes. Now all the cards shift down. There's a new flip.
I'm going to buy the 10.
All right.
Nice.
He's buying the 10 for 2 brown cubes and 2 yellow cubes
And a gold.
and a gold token.
Nice. Now we slide them down. Your turn.
I am creating 2 yellow.
I'm going to buy this card.
She just bought that card for free. Now everything shifts back down. There's a new flip.
I guess I have to scroll up.
All right, he's scooping his cards back. I am going to. I am also scooping my cards back off the table.
I'm going to get 2 yellow.
He is producing 2 yellow. I'm going to upgrade 2 red into 2 green.
To turn 3 red. Oh no, I can't do that. 1 red. Into 3 yellow. Do you want to narrate that?
She just converted 1 red cube into 3 yellow cubes with a card she bought.
Upgrade one of my yellows to green.
Oh, yeah, 'cause he's got to take
He's upgrading 1 yellow into a green.
Nice.
I'm going to buy that card for 2 green and 2 yellow for 8 points.
I'm going to
She's scooping her cards back.
I'm going to scoop the cards.
He's scooping his cards back. I am going to produce 3 yellow.
Turning 2 yellow into 2 red.
She's turning 2 yellow into 2 red.
I'm going to get 2 yellow.
He's creating 2 yellow. I'm going to... This is difficult. I'm going to produce 2 yellow.
I'm gonna change 4 yellow to green and brown.
He's turning 4 yellow into a green and a brown.
You, buddy.
I'm going to put down 3 yellow cubes there, there, and there in order to take this card.
Nice. Slide. Ooh. Free green and yellow. Don't be too greedy. I will do. I'll turn 3 yellow into 3 red.
She's turning 3 yellow into 3 red.
Thank you.
I'm going to scoop.
He's scooping. I'm also scooping.
I'll turn 3 red into a green, brown, and a yellow if you want to narrate that.
She's turning 3 red into a green, a brown, and a yellow.
Get 3 yellow.
He's getting 2 yellow. I am going to level up one. Or no, actually, I'm gonna level up 2 greens into 2. Or sorry, 2 yellow into 2 red.
I'm going to buy this card right here.
She's buying that card for 14 with 3 yellow, 1 red, 1 brown, and 1 green. So now she's also at 4 cards.
And flip it in.
Yep.
I'm going to buy the 12.
Ooh, nice.
He's buying the 12 for 1 yellow, 2 green, and 1 brown, and a gold.
Nice.
I'm going to create 3 yellow.
Playing 4 yellow.
She's producing 4 yellow.
I'm going to scoop.
He's scooping. I am also scooping.
Turning 2 yellow into 2 reds.
Get 2 yellow.
He is producing 2 yellow. I'm going to level up 2 yellow into 2 red.
I'm going to buy this card.
She's buying that card for free.
Move them down.
the first card.
He's buying the first card for free.
Nice. One second.
And I'm going to buy this card for 8 points and 3 red and 2 yellow. No, that's not right. And that is my 5th card, buying that, and that ends the game. All right, so a small little rule is that at the end of the game, after you total up the general scores of all the gold cards you purchased over the course of the game, for every non-yellow cube you have left in your inventory, that counts as 1 point. And again, all of the silver tokens and gold tokens that you have, the gold tokens count for 3 points, and the silver tokens count for 1 point. So after totaling up all of the points on your cards, plus all the tokens and all the non-yellow cubes, she has 63 points at the end of the game. So he has 38 points at the end of the game. So I ended the game with 42 points. A typical strategy of mine that I try to take here is that if you get a lot of the small point cards and end the game quickly, that means that other players, even though they might be building a lot of resources to buy high-cost cards, if you can do that quickly, and that prevents them from being able to buy high-cost cards, and that means that even a lower score, maybe 35, 40, or maybe 45, with a bunch of low-cost cards might actually win, because if other players don't have the time to collect big things like she was with 15-point cards or 20-point cards, with things like the green cubes or the brown cubes, you can still technically win the game. So I know there's definitely different strategies in buying low-cost cards like I often do and buying high-cost cards like they were typically doing. Like I said, if you can end the game quickly by buying low-cost cards and prevent other players from being able to buy the high-cost cards, that can work. But sometimes even only buying 2 or 3 really high-cost cards can still beat someone who buys a lot of the small point cards like you did. All right, so in closing, this game, Century Spice Road by Plan B Games, is definitely one of my favorites that I've found recently. I know I definitely had a great time playing it, and I hope you will too.